What's going on, guys? We're here at Dabber's Cards and Games. We just finished the Dark Neostorm Special Edition case tourney.
I got this in my boy Owsley.
Plus WinACar raffle thing. Congrats, Jafar, on getting first again. We're here with Owsley. You actually just got second.
Yeah.
And been watching your games today, and it was actually kind of crazy what you were doing to people. What'd you play?
I played Salad. So I went undefeated in Swiss, and then I played two people I played in Swiss during top 8. My matchups were, it was in Swiss, 1 Striker, 1 Infernity, 1 Salamangreat, 1 Danger Thunder, 1 Dinosaur, and did I say Orcus?
No, you did.
1 Orcus, yeah. And top 8, I played against the same striker player, and it was going second striker player. It was Junior Dorsey, and his deck's actually really scary because, like, even if you open the nuts going first, when they let you go first, you just end on like a Dweller and a Trap, and they have 40 going second cards. So I ended up just letting him go first when I met him the second time. It was pretty nice until I side decked, and then I played against.
It bodied me. That was definitely.
Yeah, Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs was good. And then Jafar in the finals. I played a most high stakes game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I ever played. It was kind of lit. It was really exciting, I'm not gonna lie. So my deck played pretty well. I'm just gonna get into it.
Sure.
So we're gonna start with the starter cards. 3 Gazelle, mandatory. It does everything you need to do. Then you got 2 Foxy. I don't want to play 3 because that's a lot of normal summons, but the reason that I play the 2 to begin with is because if you open this, another normal summon like Jaguar or Falco, you can just not activate the effect when you summon it and use the second effect to discard your extra summon and get it out of the graveyard. Then I play 1 Lady Debug as my last bona fide normal summon. 3 Circle. This is just searches anything, standard, play 3. And 3 Mining, and that's it for the starters. We got 12. I think mining is really important. It just makes your numbers better. You don't want to play too many less than like 12 or 13 stars because everything gets a little bit clunky if you don't. And discarding a card isn't like... Getting Ash kind of sucks, but if you discard something like a Spinny or a Foxy or a Jaguar or a Falco, then you didn't minus. If you discard Rage, Roar, Fusion of Fire, Will, you can just add them all back later. So it's not a huge deal, and plus they can't Ash your Stalio, your Gazelle either. So I think this is a really good lineup. I can see why people will play a 3rd Foxy, but I don't. So that's the 12 starters. Then we got the extenders. There's not as many. I played 3 Spinny. I was playing 2 for a while, but when Mining came out and Super Poly went to 2, that's more cards that need to discard cards. So I always want to have something like this in my hand. Plus, it just makes your draws better. Opening Spinny Gazelle is a good combo. Spinny is something you want to go for every time anyway. It has good value in a graveyard, so I play 3. Then I play the 1 of Salamangreats, a Foul for making Dweller, Freezing Back Row. The Freezing Back Row effect isn't once per turn in any way, shape, or form, and you can send cards from the field too. So these are things people don't recognize. A lot of time you can send Foul to target like a Crescendo, and you didn't lose an extra card when they negate it. Jaguar, standard, Falco, standard, and I guess tech was a Mirror. The reason that this comes up is because when you have your Lady Debug combos, which you go into a lot more because of the 3 Mining, you want to add the Mirror, special summon it, and make a Balinx with it, so you keep a level 4 on the board, and you can make a Dweller later with that level 4. Okay. And also you can add Mirror if they use Ghost Ogre on your Debug or something else, and discard a guy and special summon it. If they try to do something cheeky to just try to lock you out of your turn, Mirrors, you're out to most of that stuff. So the 7 monster extenders and then the 2 will on top of it all. I don't want to play 3 because I don't want to draw too many, and it's kind of a weird extender because it doesn't actually add another monster to your combo. Like, this isn't a level 3 or level 4. This just summons another monster for you to make Balinx with most of the time. But it's kind of nice playing around things like take your monsters off the board. You can summon a Gazelle from your hand. You can summon a Gazelle, make a Balinx with it, and then summon it back and use it with a Spinny to make Stalio and go into your regular combo. And it applies pressure for the next turn. It's really important against decks like Striker or the Mirror Match. It's another card they have to answer. So I think it's the best extender you could play instead of like the other level 3s like Danger Monsters or Crusadia Reclusia or whatever else you would do. But I don't want to go overboard and play too many. So that's it for the extenders. We got 9 of them. And then I got the traps. We play 3 Sanctum and and one of each Salamangreat card. So I wasn't playing Sanctum for a long time, but it's a very powerful card. It skips a lot of deck's turns, and it's not terrible against Striker either. It stops them from adding an engage with a Kagari and an engage or multi-roll or whatever have you at the end of a turn with Shizuku. So it's kind of nice. Even against weird decks like Draco, you can set this, and they're gonna probably pop something with their spell card. So it's gonna be this a lot of the time. Against Sub-Terror, they have a lot of things, they'll destroy your stuff. So it just comes up. It's really good across the board, and it's kind of broken when you pull it off going first, and I like taking those auto wins. And then one of each trap. I understand why people will play two of one of these, like a second roar will be nice, so if I set it going first, I don't just lose roar for the rest of the game. But I find that I finish games a lot faster with this build, so I only opted to play one of each so I don't draw too many cards that aren't extenders or starters. So that's it for the traps, and of course we have the brick scythe. You can destroy this with rage in some combos, but I mean, whatever, it's not good drawing it. And then we have 12 hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Phantasme, and 3 Impermanence. I like to play a high number. I think it's really important to stop certain decks from going first, like Orcust. It's really nice just hitting the Mermaid with one of these 9 cards, and then they have to pull something strange together to get it to work. I mean, they have lots of outs, right? But it's just a really easy, win you can pick up if they don't, and it's just more interactions. I understand that these conflicts, I don't really care. You can shuffle back an Impermanence if you draw it with a Phantasme, and if you draw them both in your opening hand, just do this first, and they're going to link summon again, so hit him with the Phantasme. It's just a good number of hand traps. I think it's really important to be able to go second, but I still blind first. So we got 12 of those. And then the 40th card is Sanctuary. You play it, you never want to draw it. Alright. Moving on to the side deck. Sorry, extra deck first. We got staple 3 Balinks. I cut 2 for a while. Cut 2, but the reason I didn't like it is because some hands are just really bad, and you open Balinks into Balinks, and then you have no Balinkses in your extra deck, and if they try to attack over your Balinks or destroy it otherwise, you have to banish this, so you're really working with only 1 for the rest of the game, and it's not like you're going to Jaguar it, because you want to have the value in the graveyard. So the 3rd comes up, not too often, but it does, so I feel like it's important to play 3. Then we play 3 Sunlight Wolf. This one gets everything going. It's really important. There's no arguments for playing 2 or any lower number. The 2 Heat Leo. It's good for clearing back row. It's good for OTKs with Fusion of Fire. It really just puts more damage on the board, and it's a really important card. Violet Chimera for the Fusion of Fire, OTKs, Mirror Match, things like that. And just 1 Mirage Stalio. I don't like the playing 2 of them. It comes up in really niche situations, but a lot of time with the first one, if it doesn't get negated, you get out the Jack Jaguar, and Jack Jaguar can shuffle back this Mirage Stalio if you really need to make it. So there's a lot more extra deck monsters I'd want to play in place of the second Mirage Stalio, which we'll get into in just a minute. Then I play Hita. It's just a great card right now, especially in a mirror match. If you leave this on the board for a while, it applies a lot of pressure on them, especially with Will. So you can take things like, if you take their Sunlight Wolf or Heat Leo, you can just go ahead and reincarnate with both of them. You can take Kagari against Sky Striker, things like that. It's just overall a really great card. I won't be caught dead without it. Nightmare Phoenix against janky Floodgates. You can see things like there can only be 1, or just other stuff like Summon Limit really randomly comes up, so you want to make this under a Sunlight Wolf to pop it and draw a card. It doesn't hardly ever come up, but you're gonna want it if you don't have it. So we played that. We play the Abyss Dweller. It's just the standard rank 4 you make going first. I like it better than Baguska because it keeps the effect if it leaves the field. And even against decks that don't necessarily lose to Dweller, I like to detach and special summon Gazelle, send Falco. Falco can reset a Circle or a Rage or anything you activated. It gets more cards in your graveyard and it gets more cards on your field, and it's just more value overall, especially if you make Dweller and then like a Sunlight Wolf over here, you can summon the Gazelle under here and get even more value off of that. So Dweller is just overall the best play going first. I opt to make Dweller instead of searching for a trap. So if you have the basic combo where you get a trap, I like to send the Jaguar off the Gazelle instead, and then I'll summon Falco off of your Mirage Stallion. Use Mirage Stallion on Bailey's to go into Sunlight Wolf, and then Jaguar goes under the Sunlight Wolf. You add a card back, usually Gazelle, and then you make the Dweller under Sunlight Wolf, and you link the Sunlight Wolf in the other zone. So when you detach with Dweller, you can do the play add back with Sunlight Wolf, send the Falco, set another card, things like that.
So much circulation, I love it.
Yeah, it's really important. Just every little card matters in this format.
Yeah.
You can get into really complex game states, so never forget your Falcos, never forget your Sunlight Wolves. Always remember you can add Ash back with it, things like that. It's all really important. You just gotta stay on top of everything. And the last 2 cards in my extra deck are Update Jammer Transcode. This is how I end my games because I don't main deck the Fusion of Fire. I didn't like drawing Fusion of Fire against really any matchup except for the Mirror. And even going second, it's easier to OTK with these most of the time because you need 7 monsters to make the Fusion of Fire play, and you really only need 3 to summon these. Additionally, this card's effect to not let your opponent target anything is really nice against Sky Striker. So I'll make Transcode Talker and put the Sunlight Wolf under it. And they can't Widow Ink or anything. They can't Afterburners you. Their only out is Update Jammers on your back row. So that's a really good going first board against them. And just in general, it's really easy to end games with these. So this is how I end almost all my games. It's really important in the extra deck if you're not playing Fusion of Fire. And I just think they're great cards overall, honestly. A lot of people don't know this card. When you attack over something, it has an effect that lets you burn 4,000 when you destroy it by battle. So you can attack over like entire boards that they set up and still kill them. Like I attacked through a Scapegoat the other day and burned them for 4,000 and then hit directly with the 28 and the Sunlight Wolf. So let's go to the side deck. This side deck is really weird, but everything has a reason. It's all really important. There's lots of cards I don't play, and you're welcome to your opinion, but I like to side the 2 extra deck monsters. There's just too much I wanted to play in my extra deck to begin with. Too many things I thought were really important. I wanted to be as prepared as possible game 1, and then games 2, if I side in the super polymerizations against Thunder or Orcust, I can put in the Starving Venom. And I should have put this in my extra deck instead of the Violet Chimera actually, because I wasn't making the Fusion of Fire. That was a mistake on my part. But the theory on this is it's a rank 4 you can make against other matchups like Guru, Draco, Striker that actually gets you further in the game state. Dweller doesn't really do anything against them. I mean, it's not terrible against Draco. It's actually better against Draco. I shouldn't have misspoke there. And it's alright against Striker because it stops the Area 0 and the Ray in the graveyard, but I'd rather just trade with things like their multi-roll or Guru's field spell, or if I'm playing as Trickstar, stop their field spell. It's just overall better value, and I want that little edge whenever I can get it, and it doesn't really change my main deck any to side this, so I went ahead and put it in just for the extra edge. 3 more hand traps, Lancia. Any card that says for the rest of the turn is really good. So I think that this card is so important right now. Against Danger Thunder and Orcust, it just buys you a whole turn. They can't really make any realistic boards. They're out in the Danger Thunder deck is to make the Heretic Dragon Seal all the time. And in the Crusadia, the Orcust deck, they make Bardiche and pass. But they can't even get the extra banish to get the second Fog Blade, so this is just such a great card. It's busted. 1 Fusion of Fire. I am trying really hard to find room for more copies of this in my side deck. It's amazing in a mirror match. I couldn't figure it out for this event. I'll probably bump it up soon. 2 Super Poly. This card shouldn't have gone higher on the ban list. This is absurd. It's broken. There's no reason it should be legal. It's too good. So we got those, and I got 7 Floodgates. The first one's Imperial Order. This is, of course, for things like Pendulum, Mystic Mind, Sky Striker, but I also sided in the mirror match going first or second because a lot of time the mirror match revolves around Fusion of Fire, and if I can stop their Fusion of Fire, then it puts them in a really awkward position. Also, it stops their field spell, it stops their will, it stops their circle, it stops their Signet Mining. I mean, they play spell cards, so really, really broken card. I play 3 Summon Limit. it's win more, but I want to win more. Every time I go first, pretty much regardless of the matchup, like, unless it's like a Guru or Striker, I side these in. And if I can put up any board whatsoever and flip this and they don't have an out like Pankratops, then the game just ends. So when I can collect those free wins, I mean, why wouldn't I? And last 3 are Unending Nightmare. It was between this and Anti-Spell for the Striker and Pendulum matchups. They're still floating around, but I opted for Unending Nightmare because it has the extra coverage against Mystic Mind decks. I actually played this over Twin Twisters too, just because if you Twin Twister a Mystic Mind player, they can flip Metaverse, they can flip all sorts of things. They're prepared for Twin Twister, but this negates half their deck. And it's also good against decks like Draco and Guru because they have all sorts of floodgates. Against Guru, you can stop their final battle, the normal trap card. You can stop their field spell. You can stop Trickstar, their field spell. You can stop all sorts of random things with this. So it comes up a lot, and it's kind of nuts when you pull it off. Would I play Twin Twister if I had more room? Yeah, I don't. Things can move around. I understand why you would play it. It's a broken card. Cosmic Cyclone is too. It's just I thought this had more coverage and more of just like a floodgate factor. It's really important to be able to lock your opponent out doing key things in their deck. So I played the 3 Unending Nightmare, and that covers it. All 15,
Awesome.
70 cards.
I appreciate the in-depth analysis on everything too. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You're going to Nationals, correct?
Of course.
So good luck at Nationals. I know you did well here, so it should translate into.
We're trying to get a top.
Yeah, I hope you come back with them. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Then we can make another video.
That'd be amazing.
Awesome. Any shouts you want to give or anything?
Phoenix Flare X. Subscribe to him after you subscribe to Spoofy. That's all.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, congrats again. Hopefully see you in a couple weeks after you get a WCQ top.
Yeah. Peace.